Welcome in, Matt here from Total Drummer and How to Become a Drum Teacher. I want to discuss something today that I think is super important, and I think most of us musicians, and particularly us drummers, feel at some point, and that is, we're basically rubbish at business. We don't like the business stuff. We don't like selling. It makes us feel all like slimy and dirty and horrible. It makes us feel like we're selling out. And we just don't want to do it, basically. We just want to play our drums, want to rock out, have fun, and just like, it all comes together. But the reality is that's not going to happen, right? You know, if you approach music from a professional standpoint with that attitude, what's really going to happen is you're probably not going to make money from music. Therefore, you can't make it your job. Therefore, you've got to go and do something else non-musical to pay the bills. And whilst you're there flipping burgers all day, you're thinking, I wish I could be playing the drums. I wish I could do that thing. And you know, that's the reality. And all the people I've known that have got this thing of like, no way, man, I'm not going to do that. They're selling out. Like, they don't do music for a job. So although we have to kind of reluctantly be dragged into that mindset, we do have to get into that mindset. And I'm here today to drag you reluctantly into it. So let's check it out. Okay, so look, I think it's fair to say most of us inherently, as musicians, as drummers, we don't want to be salesmen. We hate that stuff. And I'm the same, right? So this was the same for me teaching drums. So as a result of that, I never did it for free, but I completely undervalued myself. I was teaching drums for much less money than I could have, until I upped my prices significantly at one stage many years ago, and to my surprise, students didn't leave. I positioned it in the right way, but that's for another story. But I was vastly undervaluing myself because I had this kind of inbuilt, kind of like, I just felt dirty asking for money, and it felt greedy and it felt wrong. And it's the same with the Drum Teacher Academy, where I help people become drum teachers. It's the same there. So when that started out, it was a crazy price, especially considering all the value it gave to people. And as a result, it wouldn't have been sustainable to carry on like that. And I had to have other people who weren't drummers, who are actually good at business, to help me figure this out. And I want to share some of these insights today, right? Because if you are in that position, and I know a lot of people are because I talk to them and I help them kind of come around, kind of get around this mindset. But if you're in that position where you don't really feel like you should be charging money because you love drumming and you love teaching, you've got a passion for it, and it just doesn't feel right. So either you don't really do it properly, you don't market yourself properly because that feels a bit salesy and nasty, or if you do it, you probably charge less than you could because you don't want to appear greedy, right? So if you're in that kind of category, I just want you to think about what you're actually giving people. So, I mean, of course, you've been drumming for however many years, so it's not like you just come out of nowhere and said, right, pay me some money for this thing. You've been essentially training yourself for years to acquire the skills and the experience and the knowledge. You've invested in your equipment. You know what it's like for us drummers, like every bit of money we get, we're buying new drum heads, new cymbals, drumsticks, like that's where we invest all of our stuff for many, many years. So that hasn't happened by accident. But the thing is, what you're really offering your drum students or your drum students to be is like they're paying for the results of what they can get from your drum lessons. So they want to be a drummer. They want to be rocking out to their favourite, I don't know, Green Day song or whatever it is at the time. Or they want to be in a band playing gigs in front of people and feel that kind of buzz of being a drummer. So you can provide that for them. And that's massive. Just think about what music's brought to you in your life. Just think about what drumming's brought to you, the friends you've made, the experiences you've had. Maybe it kept you on the straight and narrow because you were practicing hard and going to band practice instead of, I don't know, robbing old grannies on the street or whatever. So the value you can offer to someone is a huge, huge thing. So if you're too afraid to market your services and ask to be paid for your services, then quite simply, you cannot teach drums as a job. You won't have any income from teaching drums, therefore you've got to spend all your time and energy in your other job, in your doing telesales or flipping burgers or whatever it might be, right? So therefore, these students are missing out. They're missing out on the chance to have drum lessons from you and have you enrich their lives and give them this amazing, the gift of music, right? And that sounds cheesy, but that's basically what you're offering them. So because you feel a bit dirty about the whole selling thing, you're then not able to market to these guys, to reach out to them, to tell them what you do, to let them find you. And therefore, they're missing out on drum lessons from you, right? And that was the exact way it was kind of put to me for the Drum Teacher Academy. I had this amazing thing. I'd already worked with quite a few people and helped them start their own drum teaching businesses. They were having this amazing transformation where they were going from their jobs that they hated, being a bit depressed about that, going, oh man, I don't like this. Suddenly, they had drum teaching businesses where they were making their money, supporting their lives financially, doing something they loved, and they were able to get to that point because I could give them all the tools, the resources, all my experience of over 20 years of doing this. I was able to provide them all the marketing and have their own website within Total Drummer and all this cool stuff that allowed them to get to this point. So it helped me understand the value, and if I couldn't get over my own kind of, my own mindset issues about being salesy, then I wasn't able to reach those people and make a positive change in their lives. Right, and as soon as I grasped that, I was like, oh my God, I've got to get over myself, because I believe in what I'm doing. I've already got the results from other people. I know how it can affect people in a really positive way, and I get really passionate, excited about that. But unless I can get over this little problem I've got in my own head, then I can't reach out to people and get them on board and help them get those results. And inevitably, to reach those people that can really get value from this, I have to put it out there to other people that it isn't for them, and they might say offensive things or kind of misunderstand my intentions or whatever, but I had to get over that to be able to reach those people that were my audience and I could really help. So I want you to think about that as well. If you are in that camp, and comment below if you are, because I know loads of us are, and sometimes we don't like to say it, but we don't like that stuff, that salesy stuff. Then try and just think about what it could mean to your life if you can get past that and make it happen. And think about what it could mean to your students' lives when they're coming in and you're giving them something incredible that has a really, really positive effect on their life. Okay, so that's it today. Just some kind of mindset stuff, but I think it's so important. We've all got to get to that point if we want to treat this as a business, if we want to make our living from drum teaching and being a musician. So that's it. Now listen, if you want to do sort of free training where we go a little bit deeper to show you everything you need to become a drum teacher, click the link below, because there's a training starting very, very soon for you, and you can learn everything you need. It's free, so click below and I'll see you there.